Amid the glitz and glamour of South Korea's entertainment industry, the name Chae Soo shines ever brighter. This talented actress is known for her captivating charm and exceptional acting skills. However, behind the scenes and the cameras always pointed at her, one question lingers in her mind: the question of love and marriage. Over the past few months, her social media has been flooded with speculation from fans about her relationship with the handsome actor Yoo Yeon Seok. The two starred together in a highly successful project, and their on-screen chemistry left many hoping that they might be a couple in real life. Numerous posts in online communities even suggested that they would make a perfect life partner. Soo-bin, who usually takes public comments lightly, felt something different this time. Most of the comments she read on social media were full of support, urging her to get married soon. "Uni, get married. We'll always support you. Or marriage will make life better and more progressive." Soo-bin must be thinking about this, were just a few of the many comments filling her posts. She couldn't lie to herself. Marriage had crossed her mind before. But on the other hand, she still wanted to work and explore more roles. She loved her job and wasn't sure if she was ready to change her life with marriage. Moreover, the entertainment industry isn't always kind to married actresses. Some of her senior colleagues had shared stories about the challenges they faced after marriage, from fewer roles to losing the public spotlight. On the other hand, Yoo Yeon Seok is a mature, stable, and attentive man. From the moment they first met on set, he always made Soo-bin feel comfortable. Whether it was sharing food between takes or talking about dreams and the future, his presence brought a unique sense of calm. He wasn't a man of many words, but his actions always spoke louder. Soo-bin smiled faintly as she read a particularly long comment on her social media. "Uni, if you marry someone who truly loves you and supports your dreams, you can still shine in your career. Just look at other actresses who remain successful after marriage. What matters is your happiness." The comment made her rethink things. Perhaps her fans weren't just speculating or pressuring her to marry, they genuinely wanted to see her happy. Soo-bin decided to share her thoughts and feelings with the one person who understood her best, Yoo Yeon Seok himself. She knew that the answer to all her doubts could only come from a heart-to-heart conversation with him. Would marriage be the next step in their lives? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain: the support of her fans had always been her greatest strength in both her personal life and career. Days after reading that comment, Soo-bin began to realize just how deeply her fans' support affected her. She wasn't just an actress entertaining people through the screen. She was also someone whose life was observed and loved by many. Yet, behind all the attention, one question continued to linger in her mind. Was she truly ready to enter a new chapter in her life? Every time she thought about it, Yoo Yeon Seok's image would appear. He had become more than just a colleague in her life. He was someone who made Soo-bin feel comfortable in her own skin. Someone who never pressured or demanded her to be anything other than herself. In an industry filled with pretense and demands, having someone like Yoo Yeon Seok by her side was precious. However, marriage wasn't a decision to be taken lightly. Soo-bin thought about all the things that might change her busy schedule, public expectations, and the challenges that might arise in the future. She had seen some fellow actresses marry and remain successful, but others had slowly faded from the industry. This wasn't just about feelings. It was a life choice that would determine her future. That night, in her quiet apartment, Soo-bin sat by the large window overlooking the glittering city of Seoul. Her mind wandered through various possibilities. If she married, would she lose the freedom to choose her roles? Would she still get the chance to explore the diverse characters she had always wanted to portray? Or perhaps marriage would bring her the peace and new inspiration she had been searching for. She took a deep breath. One thing was clear to her. Whatever decision she made, it had to come from within herself, not from the pressure of anyone else, including the public and the media. She knew that love wasn't just about feelings. It was also about being ready to walk alongside someone through all circumstances. And that question still hung in her mind. Was she ready? Outside, the city continued to pulse. But in her heart, Soo-bin knew that the time to make a decision was drawing closer. Days after that night, Soo-bin became even more immersed in her thoughts. She continued her usual activities, reading scripts, meeting with her manager, and attending photo shoots, but something felt different. Every time she checked her phone, her social media notifications were still filled with support from her fans. It was as if they, too, were waiting for her answer, even though she herself was still unsure of what to decide. In the end, Soo-bin knew she needed clarity. She needed to talk to the one person who understood her better than anyone else, Yoo Yeon Seok. So, on a sunny afternoon, she reached out to him and asked to meet. Not at a fancy restaurant or a crowded place, but at a small cafe they often visited during the filming of their drama together. The place held many memories, from lighthearted chats to deep discussions about acting and their dreams. When she arrived, Yoo Yeon Seok was already there, sitting in a corner with a cup of coffee in front of him. His warm smile greeted her, and instantly, Soo-bin felt a little more at ease. She sat across from him, holding her coffee cup, and carefully looked at him. "I've been thinking a lot lately," she said softly, trying to choose her words carefully. Yeon Seok didn't respond immediately, just waited patiently, letting Soo-bin express her feelings. His words made Soo-bin's heart feel lighter. She had been so caught up in her own fears that she had forgotten happiness didn't have to follow anyone else's standards. She smiled, feeling for the first time that whatever decision she made, it would be her own. That day, they didn't discuss marriage further. They simply talked, shared stories, and laughed as usual.